Today's guest is Patrick Brown. He's the founder of Surv, a fast-growing membership-based home services franchise that's tackling life's to-do list while creating real opportunity for entrepreneurs. Pat's entrepreneurial journey began at the University of Rhode Island. He was knocking on neighbors' doors to help them with tasks they couldn't or didn't have time to do. That small start grew into his first company, Rent Sons, in 2017. It has since evolved into Surv, a mission-driven brand now expanding nationwide. Surv serves everyone from seniors aging in place to busy professionals, single parents, realtors, and property managers. The numbers are as impressive as the mission. A total investment under $150,000 and an item 19 earnings claim of approximately $1.4 million in gross sales. This is for the founder-owned location in 2024. They're backed by a franchise support team with over 100 years of combined experience. Surv blends strong community impact and serious business potential, a rare combination in franchising. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to Pursuit of Profit, the podcast that cuts through the hype and gives you the real story on franchising and entrepreneurship. If you want honest conversations, tough truths, and practical advice to build wealth, take control of your future, you're in the right place. I'm Cliff Nonemacher, host and co-founder of Phrenosity, where we help aspiring business owners find the right franchise and avoid costly mistakes. We talk about what others gloss over, the failures, the pitfalls, and the behind-the-scenes moves that make or break your success. Whether you're just getting started or deep into the process, this is your go-to source for unfiltered insight. Let's get into it. So I'm happy to dig in today, but I want to begin with, you created this aqua hologram brand, which I thought was very cool. You're literally hanging out with celebrities. Yep. Then you go knocking on doors in Rhode Island, right? And then eventually founding this very cool concept called Surv, which is going to become a national franchise brand, I have no doubt. Pat, how did you make the leap, right, from high-tech visuals to now being hands-on in home services? How did that happen?
Yeah, no, it was a real like self-discovery process, I would say. I hit it big when I was young, when I was 20 was my first, stadium tour.
Wow.
40,000 people. And so I was very fortunate to only work with like a lot of the top artists. And maybe it was because I got my dreams so fast that I realized how unfulfilling the music industry was for me. I love the visuals of making the beautiful art out of water. But when it came to the concert and the industry and the lifestyle, it just felt like it wasn't very fulfilling to me. And I wanted my life and my work to be about doing something far greater than myself and leaving an impact in the world. And the cause of throwing a great time just wasn't enough for me. And so I realized that when I had a show at Madison Square Garden on New Year's Eve with Fish, where we were supposed to make it rain, the 100-foot waterfall with cats and dogs, stuffed animals falling from the ceiling. And then the same night we had string cheese incident in Colorado with this unbelievable water effects. It's like these water towers in the middle of the crowd. Like it was crazy, but just kind of realized that this like lifestyle like wasn't for me. And so I remember I was at the gym one day. I was looking in the mirror and something about staring at yourself in the mirror, goes right to your soul. And I just had this moment. I was like, you know what? Like, this is fun, but this isn't what I want my life to do.
Wow.
So I ended up walking away from those shows. It was $100,000 total payment, which was a lot for me at the time, for sure. It was for anybody. And I went on a self-discovery journey, asked myself what it meant to live a full life. Read a lot of books from my favorite authors, from my favorite people that I've ever admired, and ended up writing my own. I wrote book reports on all these books in a little journal. Then I highlighted all the common aspects between those books and wrote my own book called Life to the Full. And in that, pretty much highlighted a lot of the common aspects of life, of being really rooted in your community and having deep relationships right where you live. And at the same time, I had a friend die of drug overdose, and a friend die of suicide.
Oh man.
And I just was so torn up about this, young adult generation, or even just mental health, like in general, and realize how good it is for your mental health to go out and serve others, to complete something different every day, to know people in your community, to keep these lifelong relationships. And so I saw that this, doing odd jobs was actually a beautiful way to help grow as a person. So that was what lit me up and still
Yeah,
lights me up today, and that's what I'm committed to bringing around the country,
that's
with
cool.
this incredible team, behind me.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. I mean, you have some team behind you, is right.
Thanks.
And I'm very sorry for the loss of your friends. I mean, that's a tragic story, and it's kind of reshaping you in the way you're thinking, and probably confirmed a lot of your suspicion about what you need to do with your own life. Right,
Yeah,
seeing what's happening around you. Yeah, I mean, you're well grounded. You came from a small town in Rhode Island. Looks like an amazing town. One I'd like to visit.
yeah, come
I kind
visit.
of dig that. Right, I'm not a city guy. I like
Yeah.
that.
No, I think that, like, town is the heart of the business. It's the town where you go to a coffee shop and you sit there for hours and you talk to everyone, and everyone is doesn't matter if you're wealthy or you're the fisherman, everyone's equal there.
Right.
And there's this really sense of, like, peace and belonging that I find very special. And
Yeah.
I want to take the heart of that and bring that to communities, like, across the country.
And right, and deliver it with the brand. I think that's very
Yeah.
cool. A mission purpose concept versus
Yeah.
just, yeah, we just sell sandwiches and we sell them across the country. What I didn't realize as I dug deeper is that you're really targeting the aging in place population, not just the honeydew list. Because get the audience kind of how you started, the knocking on doors and rent a son, right? And it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do these random jobs. Go ahead and give us that history and how it evolved into Serve.
Yeah. So it started as, like, when I was in college, my family, went through the financial crisis like many people did, and I needed a way to pay for school. So I just knocked on every door in my town and I said, "Hey, you can rent me and I'll do whatever you want." And the tagline at the time was quality service at the cost of an allowance without the complaining of an actual son. And that no complaining guarantee went great. That is all I needed to go viral in my town of 3,000 people. Which speaks to the value of a good guarantee, by the way. And so I would employ my friends and we would go out and help. Primarily, it was senior women that were trying to stay at home, larger properties, lots of work to get done, but they couldn't do it themselves or didn't want to do it anymore. And I found it really meaningful because I got to build all these deep relationships with these homeowners that became many times like family to me. And so that was how it started, and that's the heart of it. And we've since then really helped the sandwich generation as well. The people that are in their 40s, 50s that have kids,
Hmm.
and they have aging parents and demanding jobs, and these home projects are major stressors on their lives. And so our hope is to really help people live fuller lives at home, seniors, sandwich generation, and giving, like, and providing really wholesome workforce, of any age that has that servant leadership heart to go out and help their community with those kind of specific tasks around the house that can be, handyman, many times like exterior cleaning, like window washing, power washing, gutter cleaning, yard work, and also just some simple odd jobs around the house that may be like bringing down Christmas lights from the attic, cleaning the garage, like getting the stuff out of the basement that's been there for a while, and building out this more maintenance level program for homeowners where they have a one-stop shop for all their to-do list needs around the house. So we're your to-do list partner is our trademark.
Most people don't get the full story when they start exploring franchising, so they make mistakes that cost them big. That's why my business partner Justin Guevara and I wrote Beyond the Brand, the entrepreneur's guide to fearless franchising. It is our proven 6-step process at Phrenosity to help you find the right franchise, avoid costly pitfalls, and build a business that truly fits your goals. Grab your copy of Beyond the Brand on Amazon or any major book retailer and start building your future fearlessly. I love it. Right. You're not a handyman. The more I learn about the services, I think this is very unique. I love that it's a membership based model. And I wanna begin right now with really getting granular on the services, the pricing methodology, the membership model. I want the audience to fully comprehend this is not a handyman service. Like it actually is way more than that. It's like maintenance, handyman, to-do list, random jobs. It's like it's everything all in one. And what I also love about it is the seasonality of it. It's like, what do you do every spring? What does every homeowner do every summer? Right? What are we doing in the fall? What are we doing in the winter? Like everyone's doing the same thing at the same time, but no one has anyone that wants to do it. So I love that. So let's start with the membership model. Like, was it always a membership model? How were you pricing the membership model?
Yeah, the heart of it has been a membership model, but the functionality in the last 2 years, we've really started nailing the membership. It's as a to-do list membership, like many memberships, many things. We've tried many different iterations, and I think we really landed on how it works. And so how it currently works is you get a certain number of credits per month to use towards what we call do with you services or do for you services. So do with you would be, say you're an older woman that still likes to work in their garden and really just needs help like digging holes and plants and needs the motivation to have someone by your side to go do those projects. That's a do with you. And that's generally like a credit per hour type model. Then there's the do for you service. Say you need some trim replaced on your house. You need power washing done. You need, these are more professional level services. We're going to come with skilled guys, truck, equipment, etc. And we're just going to give you a price for a number of credits to complete that project. And so members are committing to a certain number of credits per month, and they're getting that access to that do with you service, which is many times the services that no one will come and help you with.
That's right.
And I think that's like the value add. And when we're in the home, we're getting to know the homeowner, we're building relationships with the homeowner, and we're finding more and more services that we can help them around their house that keep their house looking good and also staying safe. So we do a lot of time. We're spending more and more time educating our franchisees so they understand, what it is to keep a home safe and looking good.
How do you quantify the time? Is it, listen, we have a flat rate. It costs X dollars per hour to dispatch an employee to do either do for you or do with you. How do you monetize this in a membership model? What's the price?
So the with you is by the hour. The for you are all by the project. So we have like our whole estimates, system in the back end that shows like how to build out the estimates for these projects. And we can do that. Upon initial sign up, if they're curious, like how much would this be? How much would this be? We can give them like broad estimates for, how much it would be to complete these specific services.
Okay. So it's not like let's begin with Spring. And I'm going to read some of the things that I've learned in my research on the brand. Spring can include power washing, window washing, gutter cleaning, garage organizing.
Yeah.
It's not like I pre-purchased that for Spring. Do I pick what I want to do with you? It's like, yeah, you're just buying time or the credits.
Yes, you buy credits and say like clean your garage. Maybe you just need someone to come and help you clean your garage. That's going to be generally like college kid, kid out of high school that's looking for a good summer gig, to go out and help their community. So that's a lower cost person. We can have them go out and help, and generally they're wholesome and they're just helping hands.
Okay.
But if you want us to come soft wash your house, we're going to have a skilled technician that's, building his own little business office truck. That's, a W-2 employee of ours. And, that's going to be an efficiency game. Like we want to do as many soft washes in a day as possible. And we want to make a much higher margin on that job so the franchisee can make more money. And so they're going out and doing those different projects. So different skill sets.
And you have all this equipment. You're armed with all the equipment. You're not outsourcing this.
Yes, specific ones will outsource. Specific ones will keep in-house. Generally, when we start with a franchise, we'll start simple, and we really start to understand the demand of the market, what the competitors, what the competitive market landscape, what the, search landscape looks like, where we're finding the most success in our higher ticket jobs. And then we will, focus in on those services to start to acquire customers.
Right.
All while offering this sort of do with you model that is unique and very helpful. And as we're starting to see there's significant demand for soft washing or demand for, window washing, etc., we would then, help the franchisee understand, okay, if you invest this much into this is the type of ROI that you can see from that equipment investment. and then you
Right.
build it out. And sometimes you may want to just sub out, say, painting. Like we would just get a painting partner and they're going to do all the painting for you. But we try to stick with like really those core 4 services I mentioned.
Exactly. If you have a Florida franchisee, you're not doing wintertime snow removal, but you can be doing home watch
Yeah.
or interior painting or
Yeah.
holiday decorating because it's wintertime in Florida. You
Yep.
could do all these different things.
Yep.
This is very interesting, man. This
Yeah.
have you quantified like how many brands are in this one concept? It's got to be dozens, right?
Yeah. I don't see many like one-stop shops for that. I've seen like like we've seen one competitor that, specifically does helping seniors age at home. Like that's their thing,
Right.
but they're doing more like bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel, modeling the staircase. That's really where they fit in. And then there's people that have like specific services, like, people that just do power washing and window washing, but they're not going
Right.
to touch moving, etc. And I think the benefit of us is that, the odd job, granted you're not making as much money on those specific services, it's a very helpful service
Yeah.
and it builds trust with the homeowner. It gets you in the door, allows you to find more services, and then you're able to really encapsulate the whole home to do that. And also, I think the last note is that there's specific services you don't really ever want to offer. That's where you can partner with other franchisees with, say a Surv Pro painters. You work with the Surv Pro painter, like, hey,
Yeah.
we want you to be our painters.
That's
And
right.
then vice versa, they can send you leads for other jobs.
I love this. I mean, I'm looking at this. This is what I did as a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
the audience needs to understand this. This is not your usual brand. Name one franchise concept that you can call and say, I need you to take out my outdoor lawn furniture. I don't know
Yeah.
of a single concept that's doing that. Name one concept where it's like, look, it's fall. I need you to help me stack some wood and do some
Yep.
leaf cleanup. Oh, and by the way, it's fall. Put away the lawn furniture you took out in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any brand doing these things, but everything you have on your list, it's everything I and my brother and I did as kids. My mom, we would
Yeah.
wake up and there was a handwritten note. Take out the lawn furniture, put the cover on, clean up the leaves, clean out the gutters,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
you shovel the driveway, pick up the dog poop, all this stuff. It's
Yep.
amazing. I'm like looking at your model and saying it is so unique. And I love that it's a membership model because I could use my credits the way I want to use them.
Yep.
Right. I may
Exactly.
not use you at all in January.
Yep.
So they accrue, right? And I'm rolling
Yep.
over
Credits
my
roll over.
January
Yep.
benefits into February and March. Now I'm entering spring. Now I'm going to use
Yep.
a lot of my credits maybe I'm going to do the window washing, pressure cleaning, gutter cleaning
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
have so many credits from January and February.
Exactly. That's it. So, and it's nice because you get kids, as far as a mentorship aspect, like people that are in high school, college, they don't have a lot of home, experience. We're teaching the basics, and then they get to go and, build relationships with these homeowners. They get to do some of these lower level projects, but then we still have in the brand, a very polished, clean brand. If you look at our website, you look at our logo, we're really aiming to still have a sophistication of, we can be your handyman, we can be your home washing, partner. And I think that builds the level of trust to touch the different parts of the home.
So you're my guy, right? I mean, we've been with each other, let's say, for years. And they
Yes.
wouldn't be able to age in place had they not had someone like your company to help them out with all the things that need to be done around the home in this
Yeah.
coastal community. There's a lot that goes on,
Yeah.
around there. So I want to understand, again, you're my go-to. You're the only guy
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
would call. I have to do something electrical related, plumbing related, gas line
Yep.
related. How are you handling these things? Outsourced?
Yeah. Those would be outsourced. And
Okay.
I think that's where, having those local partners in the community become,
Agreed.
really valuable. And
You're
you don't
still
have
my
to touch
phone
them.
call though. I'm calling you for
Yeah.
everything.
Yes. I think that's the key thing, is like
It's
having
unique.
one phone and one bill. Those two things I think really mean a lot to homeowners. They don't want to deal with like 100 different companies that are having to deal with different terms, conditions, etc. So just being able to have a phone call like really helps build that deeper relationship with though. And I think as a franchisee, like what I love about, and where I am, Newport, Rhode Island, like Surv is everywhere. You're seeing our trucks everywhere. We're sponsoring everything. Like our print marketing's everywhere. I've had so many people work for the company. Like it's cool to have a brand that you like own, like
Yeah.
so integrated in people's lives.
I agree. That's why
Yeah.
I'm attracted to the model, because there's so many that this is the ultimate hub and spoke business model.
Yeah.
The ultimate. It is
Yeah.
not it's the opposite of a one-legged stool business. It's like, what do
Yeah.
you do? We change oil on cars. That's it. That's it. Again, it's the ultimate hub and spoke business model. And for that, you should have very high average revenue, and you do. I want to talk about, because you're very old school in terms of knocking on doors, right? It's an old school, highly effective strategy. What is the customer acquisition strategy? You're well rooted in your community, but how am I acquiring customers in Florida where no one ever heard of your brand and the trucks are not everywhere? How am I acquiring customers? What's the go-to?
Yeah. There's a multi, layered approach. Some of it's in the secret sauce, but I'll give you the high level of it all.
Sure.
So one is, the awareness side. So, making your brand aware. So generally, like what we want to do is, find again the specific services that we're going to be acquiring customers on. So that maybe window washing, maybe power washing, maybe moving, and maybe yard work. And we'll work with the franchisee to figure out what's the lowest hanging fruit that we can really go and acquire. So, we're going to, first on the awareness side, it'll be a combination of, your digital marketing for awareness, your print marketing, having the trucks, sponsoring the events, sponsoring different, ways to get in your door. Like, for example, in Newport, Rhode Island, there's an outdoor film every Thursday, and we bring people's chairs with them to their seat, and we give them an opportunity to like talk to them about what we are doing, and then having a little booth set up, and then we help set up the film and break it down. So those like little kind of unique ways to get your foot in the door.
Wow.
So, and then we do a lot of, on the awareness side, working with different partners to fit into their businesses. For example, real estate agents, like realtors love us because we'll help prep listings, we'll help people move, and we'll help people get settled in. And we have a membership called Surv Plus, and I think it's in Rhode Island, it's $299 a year, and realtors get unlimited $100 gift cards to give out to clients. So we call it the gift of help, that you could give someone a bottle of wine, or you can give them, their initials in the cutting board. But, I always say, like, as someone that moves, people have way too much stuff. Like, what people really need is help. They need help hanging photos, getting rid of boxes, moving furniture, building furniture, getting their windows washed, power washed, doing some yard work. And as a realtor, you can be someone that gives help to someone that's making their house a home. So that would be a one way.
The realtor is paying Surv $299 a year for the right to hand out unlimited $100 gift cards to new homeowners.
Yeah, and for
Love
us, it's a great customer acquisition cost
Love
compared
it.
to what we'd spend on Google or something. So we were doing that with property managers. We're doing that with home care agencies, assisted living. We're doing it with orthopedic surgeons. There's like a million different ways that Surv can plug in and really help our business partners be successful. Then you even working with other contractors, building out, like, with people that are doing bathroom remodels, like your rebath, with your Ace Handyman, with your even college hunks moving junks. Like, there's all these different ways that we plug into their businesses, and you can refer them business and they refer us. So that's sort of your top level of what we're doing. And then there's a lot of conversion, ways that we're going about it. Oh, sorry. On the other side, on the top level, we have a whole flywheel campaign of how we go and target communities, cold calling, doing a mix of cold call, text, email, postcards. And we have all the systems in place that allows like a franchisee to be able to plug and play, to be able to generate a lot of, leads for business in their area. And on the conversion side, we're doing a combination of digital and, through third-party aggregators, or Google, Facebook, etc. And then it's just about when you get your customers, like at the beginning, you start getting jobs either through realtors, your own personal network, through, sometimes they even say like, hey, let's start at your home, and then let's go to the next, you go to your neighbor to your left or right, and starting to build out just like understanding how to really saturate a neighborhood, then we have a whole way of how you're going to get your neighbors to start using the service, because that's really the name, right? Is you're throwing a pin and then you're getting the whole neighborhood to start using you. And
Right.
so teaching franchisees how to do that is I think the secret sauce to making the business really become a very viral business in their community.
Right. Yep. And as you expand your distribution channel, you could start targeting national accounts. I want to talk
Yeah.
about one, and I'm not sure how much you could share. What's going on with First Light? What are you doing with
Yeah.
First Light Home Care? This seems interesting.
Yeah. So we have the same like mother company called Cornerstone Franchise Brands, and Cornerstone is built of a team that a lot of the key team members that built Service Master. And so First Light Home Care is one of their brands. It's a senior care brand, where they care for the person, we care for the home. And they have around a close to 300 franchisees doing incredibly well for like an average franchisee. And so
Okay.
we're working on like strategic overlap of, when a Surv franchisee comes in, being able to partner or work closely with First Light franchisee to be able to share customers, be able to share, referral resources, et cetera, so that they can team up and better attack their
Smart.
market.
Love it.
Yeah.
Very smart. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
And I think that's where like we're kind of excited in the future of there's this whole movement towards helping people age in place.
That's right.
And a lot of the movement is the social determinants of health. All these people that are jumping on ladders to clean gutters, they're trying to move furniture, they're trying to change an air filter, change a light bulb. Those are the things that are causing falls. And an average fall, I think is like $50,000, to an insurance bill. And that also is leading people to assisted living, extreme insurance costs. So there's starting to be reimbursable codes for handyman projects, for like helping seniors stay at home. I think there's this whole opportunity with getting reimbursed through a Medicare Advantage of doing odd jobs, and also in the employment benefit space. Employers having, employees that are working from home, that are in the sandwich generation, trying to take care of their parents, their kids, and with the, having a membership as part of their employee benefits, allowing them to leverage that for themselves and their parents.
I like that. So you're seeing it, or is this you're seeing insurance reimbursement, or it's trending towards insurance reimbursement?
It is starting to. We have
Really?
in Rhode Island, which new. We're kind of the beta. We're the beta market.
Wow.
But we have made deals with insurance companies and with company employer benefits.
I like the customer acquisition. Plus, it's a sticky business model. Do you know the average length of stay?
We've very low churn rate. I think last year our membership retention rate was 83%.
Wow.
For the whole year. So
yep. Once they come, as I said, it's sticky. Why would I leave?
Yeah.
I mean, my kids don't want to do it.
10 years.
I mean, I'm 53. I mean, I know my mom calls me all the time for things, because who's she going to call to do it? She just calls me. She calls my brother. And it's like, when you have a chance, right? Can you please? And I need you to change the filter on my refrigerator. For whatever reason, she struggles with this, because it's actually very hard to put in and then put in place. It's like an LG fridge, and it's really not easy to open. It's like handing an 80-year-old like a vacuum sealed jar, right, with arthritis and saying, oh yeah, open this. It's easy. No, it's not. Like, she can't even open a jar. How is she putting this filter in her refrigerator?
Yeah, that's great.
So like this is something where she literally could call you, right? Can you put in my filter, and can you fix my outdoor lighting? You guys would actually accept that job.
Yeah.
It's freaking insane. I don't know. Again, I am I wrong? Who's your competitor? I don't know anyone doing this. Who does this?
I don't think anyone's doing that.
Right. You're a disruptor. You're a first mover.
We're trying to create a space, the to-do list space. Yep.
Totally. As this country ages, nothing could be more powerful than a brand whose time has come, right? You could be really early. You could be really early, and it's like, look, man, great idea, but you're really early.
Yeah. I know. We're excited about it. I think as we start to scale, 1/5 of America is going to be 65 plus by 2030. 90% of those people plan to age out home. And I think it's like 65 million seniors, and then the stress that's all getting put on their kids. So that's a whole other massive market.
That's right.
And so as we can scale up, getting to the 500 markets by, I would say, 2030, 2032, ideally we have that scale to really make an impact in the country.
Is there an average ticket? Is there, like, help me wrap my head. Let's do this easy one. What's the percentage of commercial versus residential? Like, where's your business model geared? I hear heavy residential, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I can't say any percentages, but I would say it is heavy residential, but we're growing more and more into commercial.
On the commercial.
And also we have commercial partners that will like hire us for their properties, so if we're like a property manager or working for like a historic home foundation, things.
Is average ticket price the right question, or is it, what is the average monthly fee under a membership? Like, help me with the economics of your business. What would be the monthly average fee to be paid?
So the average ticket's $500 per job. We're learning ways, and we are growing that. That's our goal, is to like get that average ticket a bit higher. The average monthly fee of what someone's paying is $100 per month. So that gets them in the door, and then, they can utilize the credits towards those larger average tickets if they have bigger projects, or if they just need help putting the refrigerator coil in, they can use 2 credits for 2 hours of work to come and help with like the very basic stuff.
Right. I like that.
Yeah. So, trying to get our higher average ticket is a big one for us, because we want to make sure that, the volume of jobs is a sustainable amount of jobs for a franchisee.
Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting business model. What's the size of the territory that you're giving a franchisee?
Yep. 250,000 people.
Wow. Not based on age, people, just per capita.
We have people right now. We are moving more and more towards households, like single family households. But I have found most, as a franchisee myself in Rhode Island, like I focus most of my energy on a 23,000 population. And I would say that it's a very large percentage of my revenue just comes from that. Because I think that's how you make the business really shine, is when you can become the king of a town, not even a county. I think really trying to rule a town, and then you open the next town. And so we have a really aggressive marketing strategy to be able to own that town. And then it's all about just the flywheel, deeper penetration, and higher tickets and higher value per customer, how much a customer is spending on a yearly basis, going from using 1 or twice to like 4 or 5 times.
Right. Folks listening, this is one of the lowest investment brands that we've had on the show. It's not the lowest, but it is very close to one of the lowest investment, which the audience knows I've referred to asymmetrical investing a million times. Low investment, a ton of upside, high margin, sticky customer retention, easy to acquire new customers. The total investment for this brand under the item 7 is $105,000 to $135,000, just rounding up. 105 to 135, all in. And the item 19 earnings claim is $1,394,054, which is just insane. And that's the evidence of the hub and spoke, what we talked about. Like, how do you get that out of a honey-do list? It's simple. We do soft cleaning, we do pressure cleaning, we do window cleaning, we do holiday lights, we do random jobs, we'll do gardening, we'll do take out the lawn furniture. I freaking love it, man. This brand will be on our radar. It's one of those brands that really speaks to me on just a multitude of levels. Legacy, we're caring for the elderly, we're helping people age in place. You're talking about a market, as you said, of over 60 million people. The baby boomers they're the second largest generation ever born, and they're aging out. I mean, they're turning 10,000 turn 70 every day. This is a massive market. We've had home cares on the show, and we have statistics that support everything that you're saying. 90+% of baby boomers want to age in place. Hence, them putting in chair lifts and stair lifts and elevators to get to their colonial second floor.
Yeah. And the majority of the wealth is in the 65 plus as well. So there's like a large amount of spending capital for seniors, to be able to help with the services around the home.
That's right. I want to dive into this item 19 before we wrap it up. The revenue
Sure.
number is remarkable. Oh, you're kissing 1.4 million. So the total jobs, this is what you disclose, which I think is fantastic in the FDD. You actually, and I want to give this to the audience, you're disclosing that. So what are the total job leads? 5,109. So you generated 5,100 leads. Stop me if I'm wrong. This is what I'm reading in your item 19. And the total jobs was 2,773. You're converting nearly 54% of leads to jobs. Audience, no home services brand converts at 54%. Anyone that comes on the show is converting at around 35. A rock star is converting at maybe 40.
Yeah.
You're converting 54% of your leads to actual jobs. You just said it. What is the average job size? $500. What were the total revenues based on all this conversation? 1,387,724. Percentage of revenue from membership was 41% of that revenue is membership based. So almost half of your business is paying you a membership fee, which I love businesses like that, meaning you're not always hunting the next job.
Exactly.
41% of your revenue is baked in. They're loyal. They're membership clients. It's freaking amazing. It really is.
That's the goal. Yeah. Because if you build up the really strong customer base that loves you and is on a subscription, then you don't have to go and spend, a significant amount of marketing to find all these new customers all the time.
We asked you what your retention rate was, and you actually disclosed it. The annual member retention rate is 83%. You have 324 members paying you a monthly fee to be part of your organization. I got to tell you, man, I like it. And I'll tell you what, you aligned yourself with the right people to make this a national brand. I've known Brand One since literally the day I joined franchising, which was over 20 plus years ago. Each member of Brand One, I have the utmost respect for it. This is a class act organization, whether it's Kurt, Jason, it doesn't matter who it is. These are great, great, great people. We just we had Michael Mudd on the show a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Michael represents us, and Peter's been a mentor of mine for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
very
but
close.
Barkman's great.
Helped me give advice. Yeah.
So I got to tell you, man, I like your model. You want to tell us what's going on development wise?
Just one last team member that we're really excited about. He started more recently, but his name's David Dunsmuir, and he was one of the key guys that helped build Home Depot. He launched over 200 Home Depots. He moved here from Scotland when he was 18 and just started pushing carts at Home Depot. And he, grew all the way up to senior director, really running the whole operations of the business. And then he went to Lumber Liquidators, Cabinets to Go, and then he ran Rebath. And so he's now the guy that's our brand president of the business. And we're so excited.
Really?
The amount of expertise that he's bringing to the business is phenomenal. So,
wow, that's great. Yeah, even Home Depot got in the franchise game. Enhance, they bought some franchises. They see the power of franchising. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a pedigree that you brought in.
Yep.
For a young brand, you have a lot of infrastructure. I'm really surprised at the number of people you have relative to the number of franchisees. So you're clearly serious about growth. You have the right people on board. That's for sure. Yeah. So just real quick, how many sold or how many open? Where are you at today, development wise?
Yeah, so we've started with 5 franchisees as a way to work out the kinks, make sure the model's working as best as possible. The cornerstone backing, which has been beautiful, is they put a very large investment to make sure that all the infrastructure is in place and having the right team members and processes, et cetera, so that when we start to scale, that franchisees can be really well supported as we go. And so we just kicked off the development process just about a month or 2 ago. So we're excited to see what the year ends with. But our key is really we're focused on really making sure that they're really the founders club of the Surv franchising is strong. We have just very high caliber franchisees in currently, and we want to keep that initial 10 to be like real rock stars.
That's right.
And then we
That's
can
right.
start to, build it up a lot more next year. But we're not in a huge rush. We want to make sure the right people. So if people that are value aligned, people that have a passion for home improvement, that they don't have to be the handiest, but we know if they like it at least,
Sure.
and something their heartstring is tugging about seniors and developing people, those and people that are involved in their communities. We want people that care about where they live and want to see it be a better place and think Surv could be a great avenue for them to do that. Those are the types of folks that we would like to have us join in that first founders club.
That's great. Yep. For everybody listening, this is one of those brands. Yes, it's embryonic. We do have proof of concept, solid unit economics. Every primary market in America is wide open for development. It's not every day. Most people find out about cool brands after they've already sold 500 units. They've sold their vans, and then they want to own Houston and Austin and Tampa and Miami.
Yeah.
And it's like they're sold. They're all sold. Pat,
Yeah.
I'm glad you came on, man. I enjoyed our conversation. I wish you great success.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you're such a great energy and a great conversator. So it was so wonderful being here.
Thank you, man. Be well. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out on more great content. And if you're considering investing in a franchise, whether it's the brand you featured today or another opportunity, we're here to help. Visit us at Phrenosity.com. That's FRANOCITY.com. We love to help you take that next step towards business ownership.